Not that many players are 7 feet tall. Those that are 7 feet tall are typically uncoordinated, can't shoot or dribble, and usually sit at the rim and block shots. Manute Bol fit the stereotypical center description very well. Standing an astounding 7 foot 7 inches, Manute was the tallest player in NBA history. While he didn't really have any offensive skills to note, he carved out a role in the NBA as an elite shot blocker. Manute averaged 3.3 blocks per game during his career, which is second most all time. However, in a 1993 game versus the Suns, Manute provided a glimpse to the future of the NBA.
Three, got it! Oh! Down by 14. Manute with another. Oh, my!
A shot that would get over Manute.
See?
Hey, the guy can make 3 out of 4. He should shoot them all night.
The defenders didn't even bother trying to contest his shots. No one expected someone that tall to be able to shoot that far away from the basket. Manute ended up hitting 6 3-pointers and a half versus Suns, which only fell one short of the record at the time. Fast forward to today, we have 7-footers coming into the league that could hit every shot imaginable. Victor Wembanyama is only 19 years old, and he's already projected to be one of the greatest players the league has ever seen.
You know, Victor was playing 2-on-2 with you, and you knew about Victor.
I'm not sure how anyone's going to be able to stop a 7'3" player with a handle and a jump shot. How in the world do we get from this to this? The evolution of the NBA demigod deserves a closer look.
He wants to go one-on-one, turns and faces, trying to get the move, step back, Wembanyama. Oh, this kid is good.
In the 60s and 70s, back-to-the-basket centers like Wilt and Kareem dominated plumbers and firemen who had secondary jobs. While they were both extremely athletic and mobile for their size, they pretty much did all their damage in the paint area. Things started to change in 1983, when Ralph Sampson was selected with the first pick in the draft. Ralph was one of the first 7-footers to regularly dribble the ball up the court, and he also had a reliable mid-range shot. While he wasn't doing anything too spectacular, his ability to dribble, run the floor like a guard, and shoot outside the paint made him a pioneer at the time.
In the open court, Lewis gives it off, Sampson slam dunk.
With the 5th pick in the 1995 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Kevin Garnett from Farragut Academy in Chicago.
Over a decade later, Kevin Garnett was drafted straight out of high school. The pick ended up being the Timberwolves' best and only accomplishment, as Kevin Garnett turned out to be one of the most dynamic players the league has ever seen. Garnett did traditional big man things like dunk and block shots, but he also had an outside game as well. His handle was more fluid and under control than the 7-footers that came before him. The agility he had for his size helped him win MVP of the league in 2004. He also had a deadly mid-range jumper, and his inside-out game helped define the modern-day stretch big we see today. My favorite Kevin Garnett clip actually comes from a Team USA practice. Watch as he cooks some of the best players in the league one by one. While Kevin Garnett was the first demigod of the 90s, Dirk Nowitzki may have been the most influential. Many of you younger kids may just remember Dirk as an unathletic old man that hit one-legged fadeaways all day. And while that was true for the later part of his career, a young Dirk was a sight to behold. To begin, Dirk helped extend the range of 7-footers beyond the three-point line. He was the first 7-footer to ever win the three-point contest in 2006, and he is still considered by many the greatest big shooter of all time. And second, a young Dirk was actually freakishly quick and explosive. While Dirk was 7 feet tall, he actually played more like a guard or a forward. He could attack off the dribble, hit mid-range pull-ups, and even could finish all the way at the rim. Combined with his shooting ability and height, Dirk was impossible to guard, and he ended up as the 6th greatest scorer in NBA history. Both Dirk and KG helped redefine what 7-footers were capable of on the floor, which helped set the stage for the current generation of NBA demigods.
Durant getting the big field goal, and it's a 3-point game again. Here is Nowitzki over Durant.
From
downtown the other night. Here's Durant putting moves, crossover on Giannis, and hits.
Kevin Durant and Giannis Antetokounmpo represent the latest evolution of NBA demigods. KD patterned his game more like Dirk. He had the best handle out of any 7-footer ever and will embarrass any bigs that try to guard him on the perimeter. He can also shoot from pretty much anywhere, and his length and athleticism allow him to do things like this on the court.
Slight jabbar, slight jump hook.
Durant right around Chandler. Oh, come on! Oh, wow!
Giannis, appropriately named the Greek Freak, plays how I imagine I'd play versus a bunch of 8-year-olds. If you put Giannis back in the 1970s or 80s, he would probably average 100 points. I mean, he's literally out here jumping over grown men for dunks. Giannis patterned his game more like KG. He's a defensive anchor that can legitimately guard all 5 positions, and some of his chase down blocks are simply amazing. On offense, Giannis is unstoppable in the paint, and is extremely comfortable grabbing a rebound and taking the ball coast to coast. Even great value demigods like Thon Maker have literally no chance. I'm excited to see if Victor Wembanyama is able to live up to the hype and continue the demigod progression.
High pick and roll. Giannis on the loose. Oh, he didn't.
I want to ask you a question about Wembanyama, the young
Victor,
player
yes.
from France.
Yeah, Victor.
What do you think about him?
Get ready, my friend. How long you want to play?
Till I can't work.
Okay, so what? That's 5-7 more years?
Yes.
Okay, my friend, you will be in the league when this kid comes. You have to get ready, eh? Because if you're not ready, this kid's gonna be.
He's a problem, huh?
Problem.
You saw him like he's a.
When I say problem, a big problem.